all, welcome to some travel adventures. Currently I'm sitting at the Danube River in Serbia, watching some swans swim around. I'm in Serbia right now because it's one of the handful of countries that allow US citizens to travel to right now. It's actually quite a beautiful country. I've never really considered it until now, but I'm glad that I'm here. And it was super difficult to get here to Serbia. On our day of travel, which was yesterday, we had to move apartment complexes because our lease ended and we had to move into a new one. The new apartment complex didn't open until about noon and our flight was at 6. So between about 12 and 5 p.m. we had to move all the stuff from our old apartment to our new apartment, and then we had to book it to the airport, and we made it. Finally at the airport we went to Detroit. From Detroit we went to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Belgrade, Serbia, where we are now. One of the cool things I've learned about Serbia is there's wild dogs everywhere. In fact, one just ran by, we just missed it. But I'm here to just explore what Serbia has to offer. Stay tuned for the travels. Well, here we are in Serbia. Back before Serbia was Yugoslavia, and NATO bombed some of these buildings here. Yugoslavia is no longer, however, Serbia has kept these buildings as just a memorial for whenever they were bombed. I think it's really neat.
For the beginning. So
Trust me.
Don't
Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me. Touch it. Just touch it and don't move your hand. Yeah? Just touch it and don't move your hand.
To pamiętaj, ty nie wiedzą.
All right, this is Joe's second time ever driving a manual car. Thank goodness we're in a little bit of a parking lot where we can't hit any cars.
Well,
oh wait.
I don't like it.
Have your foot near the brake just in case. Well, it was Joe's first time driving stick shift, so I made him drive out to the road, and he decided to just take random roads throughout Serbia. And he just took the path of least resistance, the path of the least amount of cars, because he's most comfortable driving stick shift. And we ended up here. We're here back at the Danube River, about 50 miles from Belgrade. I have no idea where we are, but this is some of the best part about traveling. There's a beautiful town just behind us. You wouldn't think about it, but we're in the rural parts of Serbia, and it's just gorgeous here. And I was really surprised. We stopped by a shopping center not too long ago, and it was just surprisingly similar to what we would find in the United States. And that's just something that I found was just profound about traveling here, is that there's so many differences between the Serbian people and us, but really, at the end of the day, we're all people and we're all the same, and we all do the same stuff. I'm really enjoying this view, and this is what traveling's all about. Here we are driving in Serbia. I think one of the important things about traveling international is spending time in the big city and spending time away from the big city. So here we are on the highway, trying to figure out exactly the ratio between kilometers and miles per hour, because I see a sign for 130 kilometers per hour. And we're just traveling outside of the city, seeing what we can find. We actually have no destination in mind. We're just gonna keep driving until we see something interesting. Well, I've made it back to the United States. I genuinely had a great time in Serbia, and I highly recommend going to anybody who's considered it or even hasn't considered it. However, coming home did come with its troubles. About a third of the way through the flight from Belgrade to Amsterdam, the captain came over the PA and announced that we were going to return back to Serbia because we had a hydraulic system failure. Now, I do know a little bit about the Airbus 320, and it has 3 hydraulic systems, and any of those systems can fail, and the aircraft will still function normally. In fact, it only needs 1 of the 3 systems in order to function. Unfortunately for me, I had a tight connection in Amsterdam to make it back to the United States, and there aren't that many flights that's returning back to the US at this time. Fortunately, due to the absolute impressive professionalism by the pilots from Air Serbia, the cabin crew, and the operations team back in Belgrade, we landed back in Serbia, and in like 45 minutes, we hopped on a different aircraft and went right back to Amsterdam. I decided that I was going to shoot for the very last flight to make it back to the United States, or I was just going to spend the night in Amsterdam. Luckily, I did make it and I returned home safely. Now here's just a short clip of the captain making an announcement after we've already landed back in Serbia and him telling us that we're going to be taking a new airplane back to Amsterdam.
Welcome to Belgrade again. We shall be parked within 2 minutes from now, so within 3 to 4 minutes we can be ready for disembarkation. We are taking the new aircraft, which is exactly to the left side now, on the apron and waiting for us, so hopefully within 30 minutes I am planning to depart back to Amsterdam. Thank you for your patience and understanding in this matter.
And then we hopped on Air Serbia to fly to Belgrade now. Oh, I stuttered. Now I've done it.